Emmerdale spoilers. Big birth twist revealed for Rhona amid terrifying moment. A quiet day in the village is about to turn into something dramatic for Rhona Goskirk as she faces her ex Gus and his partner Lucy again, who is pregnant. A few months ago, Gus and Lucy arrived in the village and asked Rhona if they could use one of her frozen embryos due to being unable to get pregnant naturally. Last week, during a trip to the hospital, Marlon bumped into Gus and Lucy and immediately asked about the pregnancy. Gus ended up confessing that he had faked Rhona's identity, which allowed him access to the embryos. As well as calling Gus a thief, Marlon reminded the couple that Rhona remains completely unaware Lucy will give birth to a child she's biologically related to. Rhona won't be in the dark for much longer, as Marlon ends up telling her about Gus and Lucy in upcoming episodes. Initially she's really angry with Marlon that he's done that, but as the day goes on she actually says, "I wouldn't have wanted to be the one to tell me either." She gets it, Zoe Henry said. But it's just the shock, really. Something that she absolutely thought she'd put to bed 15 years ago, and suddenly it's right back here again and it's imminent. How do you even begin to comprehend the enormity of that? It's beyond shocking, and the rug's being pulled from under her because there's no right or wrong way to react to this news. How do you get your head around that? With help from Marlon and Mary, Rhona decides to speak with Gus and arranges to meet up tomorrow. When Gus fails to show, Rhona finds herself heading to his house, but when she gets there, she sees him trying to escape with suitcases. Confronting Gus, Rhona is left in turmoil when Lucy emerges, and then to her horror, Lucy goes into labor. Left with no choice, Rhona tells Gus to help Lucy into her car and prepares to drive her to hospital. When I read these storylines, particularly ones that are a bit tricky, I try and think about how I'd approach it if it were me, Zoe added. Teasing what's ahead for Rhona and her family before 2023 ends, Zoe explained, "They've got a very busy Christmas coming up with a few perhaps unexpected guests. I think there's a long road ahead, really. Nothing is ever straightforward or linear, is it? But I think this is a really tricky situation for everybody involved. It should make for great viewing."
Xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh Spoiler. Vừa rồi các bạn đã theo dõi một